All right, so in your notebook today, Monday and Tuesday we talked about how to study for a test. And I gave you two strategies that I have used, even used in college, and that I think you guys will really be able to benefit from, the note cards and the study guide. Now we're going to talk about how to take a test. So test taking strategies. So I'm going to top my page, I'm going to write test taking strategies. Now, you guys have taken multiple choice tests before. Whoop. But it's been a while since you've really taken a real one. So you guys are putting in today's date. So it's the 23rd. Okay. So we're going to go over some test taking strategies that I found really work for me and have worked for my fifth grade students in the past. So there's 4 strategies. We're going to look at the first 2 today. So the first one, when you get the test, you need to read the questions carefully like a detective. Think of a multiple choice test like a game. You're trying to beat the computer who made up the answer choices, and you're trying to find the best answer choice. So you're going to underline any clues that will help you answer it. So underline any clues. And I'm going to get out a highlighter because you guys should know already that I like putting some color on my papers. So underline any of the clues. Read carefully. And then you're going to use your brain. This is strategy number 2. Use your brain to answer the question on your own. You're going to cover the answer choices. So don't read the question and then right away look at the answer choices because it's going to mess you all up. So you need to use your brain, answer the question on your own. Don't look at the answer choices yet. So right next to the question, when it has the multiple choice, you could write your answer. Or if you're taking a multiple choice test on the computer, in your notebook, you can write what you would say is the answer. And then we'll go on to comparing the answer choices. But today, we're going to focus on reading the questions carefully and underlining any clues that will help you answer it. And then number 2, use your brain to answer the question on your own. Now, if you guys are taking a multiple choice test on the computer, instead of underlining any clues, you could write number 1 and then write down some of the clue words. And then that's what you're kind of looking for in your notebook to help you answer the question. Okay, these questions are for you to complete on your own. So I'm going to show you some examples of what I mean by these 2 strategies. All right, so let's say this was my test. Okay, I covered the answer choices so I couldn't see them. I'm just looking at the answers right now. So if this was my test, and I didn't have Post-it notes, I would just cover the answer choices with my hand as I read the questions. Okay, so the first part is read the question carefully like a detective and underline any clues. Okay, so what is speed? Okay, so speed, I'm going to box in or underline it. And I'm going to write myself a note. They're asking for meaning or the definition. So they're wanting to know what speed means. So I am going to go back in my notes and I'm going to find what speed means and answer the question. I'm just going to answer it on my Post-it note here. And then we'll compare my Post-it note to the answer choices. So let's see. Speed, 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 speed. And I can write anything that goes along with speed for that. So speed, I'm going to look for my definitions. It's the rate at which an object moves. Okay? The rate that an object moves. We also talked about that speed is distance and time. You need to know those two things because that was on our study guide. Okay, so I'm gonna leave those alone. I'm not looking at the answer choices yet because that's not what we're practicing this time. We're practicing just answering the question with our own brain. So we read the question, we answered it, and now we're gonna move on to the next one because I'm showing you some examples. Now, if this was a test, I would go ahead and move this Post-it over and look at my answer choices. But we're just practicing the first two strategies, okay? All right, the next one, wind pushes a toy sailboat across a pond. So wind pushes, the boat moves in a straight path. So moves in a straight path is something important that I need to know. What is changing? So the wind pushes the sailboat across the pond. The boat moves in a straight path. What is changing? Well, what would change? I'm going to draw a picture. Here's my pond. Sometimes pictures help you understand better. Here is my boat. This is where it starts. Okay? The wind is blowing. Here's my wind. And it's going to push that boat. And that boat's going to go in a straight line. That's what it says in. So it started here. Start. It ended here. What changed? Well, where it was on the lake changed. So where it was on the, well, I guess it wasn't a lake, it was a pond. So that's what changed. All right, so let's look at the next one. What is gravity? All right, what is gravity? That's another meaning. So I'm writing myself some notes on here. I'm looking for a definition, so I need to look up my definition for gravity in my notebook. You guys are allowed to use your notebook. That's why we have it. We're looking. All right, gravity. The definition says the force that pulls objects toward the earth or each other. Okay? The force that pulls objects toward each other. All right, so I'm going to stop there. I just wanted to show you guys these 3 examples. So today, if you guys go back to what we glued in our notebook, I have questions for you. I literally took multiple choice questions and just deleted the multiple choice part of it. So this is what you guys have. So you're going to read the questions and you're going to underline clues in it. Then you're going to answer the question underneath it in your own words. If you run out of room, you can always write in your notebook. So read both questions, underline it, the clues in it, and then look in your notebook for the answer. And this is your assignment for today. Then we'll go over it tomorrow. All right, get to work.